Midnight Soul Serum.
Hey, welcome to Midnight Soul Serum. I'm your host, Mac Black, and this is Season 2, Episode 2. Tonight's episode takes us to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I moved to Oklahoma in 1996. I was in the United States Air Force, serving at Tinker Air Force Base. My job was aboard the E3, the AWACS. And, I was there from 96 to 2023. And over that stretch of time, there was this place. I won't say a place, but it's more or less a street, Northeast 23rd Street. And, you can get to the VA on that street, restaurants, just all kinds of things. I was up and down that street all the time, like nonstop. So when I would drive along this street, there was this red brick building. And whenever I would drive by it or drive past it, I would either get like a sick feeling in my stomach, or I would feel that somebody or something from the building was watching me. And I never took the time to ask anybody anything about it, right? So one night I'm just sitting there at the house. I'm watching some other shows. I'm watching Ghost Asylum, Season 1, Episode 4. Lo and behold, what is on that show but St. Vincent's Mental Home, the same red brick building on Northeast 23rd. So, like, this building is like around 1945. It's a mental hospital. And there was this male nurse in the 60s that suffocated two of the patients there. Now, you got to think in mind, this is like for boys and men ages 7 to 90. So, anyways, it's in the 60s, this male nurse, he suffocates two of the patients there. He later confesses that he killed two patients. The police don't believe him. And so he ends up taking a polygraph. He ends up passing, so they see that it's true. And, he ends up getting admitted to this psychiatric hospital in Norman, Oklahoma. But when he was asked about it, he said, well, he tried to kill once and he wasn't successful and he wanted to know what it felt like. So he suffocated two patients. And this is back in the 60s. And so, like, the troubling nature of this building is already set. So then you fast forward to the 80s. You have Father Dolan, who wants it to be a rehab for alcoholics. And this was a Reverend, Father Dolan. So he gets arrested in 1984 for prostitution, but then later on, he is killed on the property by the same patients that he's treating. So, obviously there is an energy and a presence with this building that seems to linger. I mean, if you watch it, Ghost Asylum, Season 1, Episode 4, if you just watch it, and watch them through their investigations and see what they discover, uncover, I think you'll start to put the pieces together. I had a friend that her mom was into paranormal stuff. She was kind of into it, but not as much as her mom. And this is like 2016. She decides to go in there. So she goes in there. There's a basement. Highly advised that nobody tries to go to the basement as the building is crumbling. So she goes to the basement, which is the same basement they showed on Ghost Asylum. And, she comes out. She never really says too much about it. Well, for the next 2 weeks, she's got insomnia. She's vomiting. She's sick. Her mom's trying to figure out what's going on. And she finally tells her mom, hey, I went in there. And her mom's like, okay, well, first of all, you're getting out of my house. Secondly, you're going to have to go seek a priest or other help. And, I never really followed up with her after that because the darkness, the energy, everything that you feel when you're around this building, it screams to your very core that there's a limit. Now, there is a young man on YouTube. I say young man, I don't know how old he is. Jared Coker Urbex. If you pull up his video, he actually goes inside and gets great shots inside this building on what it looks like. Um, you'll pull up all these pictures. You'll see the red brick building. You'll see the boarded up windows, the crosses on the building, and people that have been around there, they'll tell you the stories. The owner has been trying to sell it for years. Every time he tries to get it demolished, the equipment malfunctions, tools come up missing, sounds and things that start happening scare the crews off. Today, you can't get there. He calls the police. It's no trespassing signs, and it's just one of those things. It's just what it is. But he's been trying to get rid of it. He's been trying to unload it. Later in the '80s, it was they tried to use it for like this haunted tourism thing. It didn't really work out. Kind of hard to sell something like that for haunted tours and paranormal when you have what many believe is an actual demon living inside the building. So, what you'll see when you look up this episode, you'll see that, yes, a few months ago, uh, myself and the crew, it's a crew of two right now, but myself and the crew, we had the opportunity to go, so we went. The picture don't show the same building that you can see online. The grass has grown up higher than I've ever seen it. It's like a pale blue color with all this graffiti on it. We did go around to one of the sides, the ends where you could kind of see in, but it was right then when I felt that limit. I heard that voice that was like, you are about to go somewhere you don't need to go. And so it was like, I just the feelings all came back, the sick feeling in my stomach. And the whole time I was there, it's like I would try to catch a glimpse of who or what was watching me, because you could just feel it. You can feel that something is literally watching you. And yes, we got pictures from the outside, from different angles and everything. And it is, as far as trespassing goes, it might have been a light side of trespassing because we were on the property. And it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good at all. It's just one of those things. This is like, there's a old skating rink nearby. Well, what used to be the old skating rink. And people will tell you, when they used to go there back in the day, they heard noises, they saw things over there at this building, and they just would never go over there. And just a little bit up the way across the street, there's this huge church. The church was built pretty much to completion, but it never held a single service, not one. And so this is the type of things that go on around this building. Like I said, the guy that owns it still hasn't been able to unload it, hasn't been able to sell it, hasn't been able to get it demolished. It's just a crumbling building, but the energy is not crumbling. I promise you. I can't say that I wouldn't go back, but if I did, I would definitely have a bigger crew, more equipment to try to pick up more things going on around me. Like I said, as I was there, I didn't take any of the newer equipment that we got in. Pretty much just cell phone and ourselves, But it was interesting to see how much that, no matter how much they painted, did the graffiti, let the grass grow over it, none of that changed the energy of this place. There's a lot of paranormal teams that have done work here. Like I said, you can't anymore. It's private property. They call the cops, local authorities, and we don't like cops. So, it's a risk you take if you want to go. You know, I'm putting this place out there on the air. I'm putting these pictures out there. Uh, I'm not all about competition. If there's other paranormal teams that want a good place to go and you think you might have success in getting in, this is a good one. This is one that you will always remember. I will say that it is not for people, people that are truly sensitive but don't know how to protect themselves, or just haven't had that much experience with certain forces. It's not for you. Sit this one out, watch the YouTube videos, watch Ghost Asylum, watch what other people did to it. This one's not for you. So, you know, I hope that I've at least sparked your interest, that you go and you'll research this. You'll see in the pictures, it's quite different. It's updated. These pictures were taken, like I said, like it's actually been less than a month ago, this year, 2025. You know, we said we were going to get out and start doing more things rather than just bringing you things, and this is part of that. So again, I hope you enjoyed the show. Midnight Soul Serum. If you have anything you'd like to add to the story, if you'd like have your own stories or experiences, even if you want to, you know, pitch us somewhere, an idea, something to go check out, and it's feasible, we'll do it. Midnight Soul Serum at gmail.com. Facebook page, Midnight Soul Space Serum. And as always, I appreciate your listening. I appreciate your support. And as always, I'm your host, Mac Black.
Midnight Soul Serum.